Okay, I think we're ready to go.
Okay. So, do you have access to you have the IP asset list, right? That I put together? Did you ever get that?
The IP.
No, I didn't. The IP is for the different.
Here.
Yeah, I'll give it to you guys. It's just
Okay.
it's a Google Doc.
Okay.
You should have got it at some point. I don't know what happened, but it's a Google Doc and it has all the IPs listed and what they go to and what room they're in and what the username and password is.
Okay, yeah, if you can send that out.
So on there you can find I have all the cameras listed with the username. The username and password is the same for all of them. And so you just have to enter the IP address, which is I'll just go from the start.
Okay.
So 192.168.2015, and I think I need to go to 14 actually.
Oh wow.
So when you get it, you'll get the fisheye,
Right.
but that doesn't really help. It's not really what we're streaming to them. And the fisheye is actually what the image is. This thing captures it and just slices it up and like flattens it out and streams it out 4 different feeds. And when you come in and you go to setup, it will ask you usually for a password. It remembers it from before, but it's just root, and they're all the same. The username is root, and the password is AHCC.
Oh.
That'll be on the doc I send you. And then if we go to video, a little slow. And then we should go to, I think it's view areas. Okay, so you go video, view areas, and now you can see we've got these quad view. They're all in 4 slices.
Right.
Okay.
And if we click on, it doesn't totally make sense. Probably would have been better to do it better, but you can see I've got what I'm calling camera 8. They all start at 5. So if you go to camera 4, which is going to correspond to camera 8, you can see that's the same feed as this over here, this is a live video stream, so this is what you'd be seeing from the iPads.
Right.
And then if we go in there and we just scroll down, there is a pan. So this is what gets reset. So it'll default to all 4 views having the same setting if it loses power for any reason.
Okay.
So you have to go in and just point it back in the direction it needs to go to.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
And then you just save it. And it should update over here. There's a little bit of a latency going on between the Wowza and the cameras, so it should update shortly. In theory. And I should go over, I don't know if you guys want me to talk to you about the Wowza setup, kind of a brief overview of how things work.
Yeah, that would be probably helpful.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. That'd be great, Brendan.
Okay. And you can see how it's going. It's like a 30-second delay.
Right.
And so now we're pointed in the right direction,
Okay.
and it'll stay that way. As long as you make sure you press save over here. And so the way this is set up is, so the first thing that happens is that because we're taking this one camera and we're dividing it into 8 different streams, and then we have the audio encoders are separate. So we're taking the audio encoder and the audio stream, and they're 2 IP signals, and they need to be combined. So what I've done is I set up FFmpeg in here, and I've written some batch file that just launches the script. And let me show you guys this script, if I can. Okay. And so, yeah, in here we have each of the separate, you have the, it starts in FFmpeg stream. You can see that same IP address for the camera.
Okay.
Okay. And this just details the separate views. And then this over here is going to be the IP address of the encoder that corresponds to each of those corners of that room. Okay. And then what it does is it outputs it as an MPEG stream over this port over here, or UDP over here.
Okay.
Okay, so then that should run a startup. And if it's not going, you can just double click on that batch file and that'll just automatically start the video feed. So you'll know that it's feeding out to that port. And then we go into Wowza and I mean, this is going to be it might take a little while to totally get all this, but. And so localhost 8086 Stream Manager is where we manage. I'll send you all this as a document too.
Oh, that'd be great.
Refer back to it.
Right.
Stream Manager is how so now that we're streaming out to those ports, we need to tell Wowza to look for those. Okay? It's got a username. The username is my password. I'll show you where that doc is too. It's just a text file in the root of the Wowza that you can alter as you choose, but the default's my user, my password. And then in here, what we do is you just publish streams. And so there's a text file that has the camera information that I've written, and you just enter the name of that text file, and it'll start streaming out. And then in your browser where we see this, here's the stream. It's saying, you're telling Wowza, look at the local host at port 1935. The live is the name of the application where we have settings we have streaming settings. So it can be NDVR or it can be live, different settings that you set up. Look at this stream in particular, which is a text file pointing to a particular port. And you can just forget about the manifest. That's just has to do with a particular type of streaming, in this case, Flash. Okay, does that kind of make sense a little bit?
Yeah.
And that's basically in this part right here. Wowza basically provides different. It's different for iOS, and it's different for Flash, and it's different for Silverlight. So it's just the different. I have the iOS links are specific to Safari. That's what you guys click on when you click on the HTTP on the websites.
Right.
There's an embed link that's specifically for iOS, and it looks very. If you look at that source code, it makes total sense. You'll see localhost 1935/live with the stream name, and then it'll have some iOS specific tags at the end that you can pretty much ignore. And you can just look at those tags and figure out how it's supposed to work. And again, I'll write you guys up a file kind of describing it, kind of a little tutorial on it.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, Brendan, I just, to reiterate, I just screen recorded everything you just showed us, so.
Okay, good. Okay.
So we can refer back to that too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go in and I'm going to start up all of those files over NDVR, and I'll set up all the cameras. But then at that point, at some point in the future, if I'm just not here and you guys need to reset it, you'll know what to do.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions or?
So initially our problem was that we lost power in what area? The server or the Wowza?
I think it looks like I think that what happens with the access cameras, because you were seeing, every time you clicked the view, you were seeing the same view, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, so the server was fine. It was just that somehow the cameras got reset. So if they lose power or they lose connect, because they have power over Ether. So if they lose their Ethernet connection for any reason, then they will just reset to the factory default.
Ah, okay.
And the default on those quad views is that they all point in the same direction. And I reached out to Access a while when I set up the whole system to try and find a way to hard code that, but they said there's no way to do it.